presentation. Right, so a little bit about me, why I'm doing this. As you can see, I'm hugely passionate about sustainable living and recycling and changing the ways we live. So I personally have been a big fan of recycling, reducing waste in general, for as long as I can remember. My friends even call me Captain Planet. So everyone can see in news and social media that there is a real pressure now on society to reduce and reuse as much as we can. The pressure is mounting with evidence showing that we simply won't survive if we don't change our ways of living. Even a small change can make a big impact, and it is never too late to start. It is up to each of us to look after our planet and protect it for future generations. I think the future generation will actually change the world as we know it. They are very much aware of what is going on, and they seek the suppliers that are more cautious of what packaging they use, how they source it, and what ingredients they use. So that's a great news. So let's have a look what we can do ourselves. Hopefully start today. First of all, read the labels. Ideally, straight away in the shop before you purchase the product, because there is a huge difference between buying a bread that is wrapped in plastic packaging, which you can recycle, or bread that isn't, in my opinion. Ideally, you want to buy bread from your local baker who will just put it in a paper bag, which is even better. But not everyone's got that luxury of doing that. So if you're in a big supermarket, have a look. There is a label on the bag to tell you how to dispose of the packaging. So reading the labels is really, really important. And once you start looking into it, if you look at every single product, you will be amazed what you can recycle, and how much you've been potentially putting into landfill unnecessarily. So that's really important. This is examples from my kitchen. Your cereal box at the back, at the bottom, would have two labels on it. One is for the cardboard, which you can recycle easily. Pretty much every council will have a card recycling. And then you will have another label to say it's recyclable with bags at larger stores. This is for your plastic bag that holds the cereal. And you can take this to your supermarkets, and they will have a collection point for soft plastic packaging. Now, that's not just this cereal box, that's also your bread or bagels. It's also anything in your freezer. For example, your chips, peas, anything. Have a look if they have this label to say recycle with bags at larger supermarkets. It's a really easy habit to break. You just set up a plastic bag and shove all these ones in, and every time you go shopping, just take it with you, drop it off, and you don't put it in the landfill. They reuse this soft packaging. You can really get a feel of that packaging, and now I don't even have to look at the label anymore. You can really tell this is not a packaging that's not recyclable. You can definitely take this in. It's a different feel to it. It's not a crunchy plastic. It's nice and soft. So have a look. So once I checked my cereal box, I realized how to recycle the plastic bag, which we just normally would put in a bin. This was a game changer in my house, to my husband's delight. So now we have a plastic bag next to the bin, and all these packaging go in there, and then we just take it to the shop when we go. Very easy to do. and it will take loads of plastic out of your home collection. Now, have you heard of Terracycle? Fantastic company that recycles non-recyclable. So things that you would think, I can recycle that. It doesn't say I can recycle that. Let's put it in a bin. Ooh, check again. Because Terracycle takes lots of rubbish that you would not even think is recyclable. They take coffee capsules from your home. They take pens from a school, or obviously from your home as well. Plastic gloves from manufacturing facilities. They can collect almost any form of waste. They operate in over 20 countries, and they've got collection points all over the UK. So all you have to do is go on their website, put your postcode in, and see what's your closest collection point. It's normally just a collection bin, and they really appreciate if you sort your rubbish into different schemes. So, for example, your Pringle tub goes into Terracycle. It doesn't go in a bin. They make park benches, anything you find in the playground, and they donate loads and loads of money to charity. All these collection points are people that just decided to do a helpful thing, and they collect it from their local community, and they send it off to Terracycle, and they receive points. For points, then they receive money to donate to charity, or to your school, or to any project that you decide you want to donate to. So it's really, really fantastic. And I will show you, you will have seen it before. So as I said, they've got lots of collection points all over the UK, and new ones are opening all the time. I'm thinking to do one too, but my husband doesn't know that yet. So let's just keep it between us for now. So your McVitie's digestive biscuit, if you look, there is a little sign to say it's Terracycle. Your peanuts, anything that's made by walkers is a Terracycle recycling. You can collect your crisp packaging and drop them off instead of putting them in a bin. And in mini cheddars, pretty much any biscuit scheme, any peanuts, nuts, anything they'll take. But it's not just food they take. They also take, as you can see, this air freshener can. Doesn't go in a bin. It goes to Terracycle. So it's fantastic. And they don't take just packaging that has their symbol on it. They take any packaging that would fit into the scheme. I am in touch with my local collector, and she puts really helpful videos. She is hugely involved with Terracycle. They've got so many schemes on the go, so it's sometimes hard to even keep track. But any biscuit packet will go into a biscuit scheme, so it doesn't necessarily have to have a Terracycle logo on it. You can just put it in, and they can always tell you, no, this is not part of it, but 90% of the time it is. So fantastic. If you've got a pet, if you've got a cat or a dog, they take the pouches. This is a really helpful tip, how to store them, for example, because problem with recycling is people always say, I don't have the space. It's actually ways you can make space. This is a 2.5 kilos of empty pouches collected from a cat owner. She just stuck them into her bread bag, and this is 2.5 kilos to send back to Terracycle. I actually learned first about Terracycle when I had my second child, and we would have our little Ella pouches, and I was really gutted to put them in a bin. So I looked at the bag, and it said, you can recycle us. So I looked up the company, and on it went, I realized it's Terracycle, and from then I was just looking for that symbol, and it's been real game changer. We collect so much rubbish. We've got hardly any rubbish to put into our normal bin. Now, this is something that I'm hoping will really take off in the UK, which is glass collection. Can this be returned? Right, I'm from Czech Republic, where we buy beer for a little bit more expensive, but when you return your glass beer bottle back into the supermarket, you get the money back from that glass. So they send it back to the brewery, and the brewery washes the glass and refills it. Why do we need to recycle it? Why do we need to bin it? It's a perfectly usable bottle. They just recycle it and they just wash it and refill it. And that's how it should be with most of glass that we use. It's perfectly usable. But obviously that's something that's been always going on in Czech Republic. It's so natural to us to just return it back to the supermarket. But here, not so much. Hopefully that will be something they can look into doing. Maybe some places do. Do let me know if you know. So recycling processes vary across London or the UK as such, and around the UK. So check with your local borough to see where and what you can recycle. Obviously, each borough would have, or each town would have a recycling facility, but that is a bit more hassle than a curbside collection. So do check what you can put in your curbside collection and what you have to do separately. This is what is requiring your own effort to put in. And if you live in a flat, it's always so much more difficult than if you live in a house and have maybe a bit more space or a garage where you can do these things. But even little things you can change would make a huge impact. Anything that we don't send to the landfill will make an impact. So I started something new in our house a few months ago, which is bamboo toothbrushes. You can see them everywhere. Even supermarkets now stock bamboo toothbrushes. And it's a really easy swap, very easy. The prices of bamboo toothbrushes have dropped as people buying more and more. Prices go down and down. So do have a look. This one even has biodegradable bristles, which you sometimes have to look out for. They will tell you it's a bamboo toothbrush, but you have to remove the bristles before you get rid of it, which I think is not right. That's quite false advertising. The whole toothbrush should be biodegradable. So there is a scheme done by Oral-B and other oral companies that collect the dental waste. All you have to do is go to their website and print off a label. Free return label of for your envelope. All you have to do is put your plastic toothbrushes, electric toothbrush heads, toothpaste tubes, and even dental floss, which I didn't know about. Even dental floss is collected. Put it in your any size box or envelope, print a shipping label from their website, and return it for free. And they will recycle it. And they don't just take Oral-B, they take any brand, which is fantastic. So hopefully that is something you can do. These set of 3 adult toothbrushes was $4.99, so fairly compatible price with a plastic toothbrush. And this is completely biodegradable. Feels really nice and lasts as long as your plastic toothbrush. So whenever you decide to get rid of it, you can dispose of it and have a clear conscience. Now, even my children have bamboo toothbrushes. They had it's been explained to them that plastic hurts our planet, and therefore we don't have a fancy plastic toothbrush with animals and ponies on it. But my daughter totally understands that because they have a huge campaign at schools, which is fantastic again, to explain to the children how much harm plastic does to the planet. So listen to what she says. If it's going to play, it's not going to play. It might not play because
I don't want to brush because it really had to animal in the planet.
Well, that didn't work as well as I hoped, but my daughter totally understands that we're not buying plastic toothbrush. She's having a bamboo one, and when she's finished with it, she will bury it in the garden, and it will not hurt anybody. It will enrich the soil for our flowers. So she's completely on board, and I'm really pleased for that. Let's see if I can get that to.
I found my bamboo.
Can I give me the next slide? Right, here we go. So what we're trying to achieve is sustainable living. So have a think of what changes to your daily routine can you make today yourself? What is it that you can today change that would become your daily routine for better? And let me know if you want to unmute yourself and let me know what you think. Anybody? If it is a matter of getting your shopping bags into your car so you don't forget it next time you go shopping, or if it is not putting plastic bags from your cereal box into the bin, but rather collecting it next time you go to the shop, that would be definitely a good start. Or if you want to get a bamboo toothbrush. Little things help hugely. Now, once you start looking into it, the world is changed so much. There's so many new companies popping up everywhere that are really conscious of how they produce their products and how they deal with the packaging. A lovely company based in Scotland called Beauty Kitchen is offering a sustainable beauty products, which are made completely free of microplastics, or it's all natural product, and they collect their packaging. You can send it for free back to them. They will wash it and refill it. So there is not just that you can send it back and they recycle it. No, they wash it and refill it. So there is no waste whatsoever. So that's definitely, in my opinion, a way to go for our ways of living. So what you want to do is return, refill, and repeat. Endless use of a product. Glass is ideal for that, but they wash plastic pots as well. I think is definitely the way to go, because the research shows that in the UK, over 95% of beauty packaging is thrown after only one use. And that's just not how we can carry on our life, I'm afraid. Not if we want to stay here for a while. So here you go. This is sadly not my cupboard, but hopefully one day it could be everybody's cupboard. And Marks and Spencer research shows that 23% of shoppers now actively seek retailers that offer refilling services. So you will see lots of shops now popping up with refilling stations. So you just bring your own container, they weigh it, fill it up with whatever you choose, and off you go. You just pay for what you bought. You don't pay for the packaging. The prices are a little bit on the expensive side at the minute. I think anything new would always take time before the prices are brought down, because there is enough demand. It's all about demand. So it's up to us shoppers to demand these products, and then there will be the supply. Supermarkets are obviously majorly pressured by consumers to do more, and it's up to the government as well to make them do more. So they each do their own pledges, how they're going to improve on packaging. Sainsbury's is very good. They currently trialing Ecover refill stations for washing up liquids and detergent. They hoping to do 19 stores. They also changed their own Sainsbury's products. For example, rice, you can now buy in a cardboard box without plastic window, no plastic packaging. It's just a cardboard box with rice, as it should be. Why is it packed in plastic? Every one of the supermarkets have their own, they have their own plans of how to improve, and hopefully put refilling stations in as well. Waitrose was trying it as well. We have to demand it. It will come if we want it. What you also want to do, or if you can, is a really nice experience, is go to your local farmers and businesses and buy locally and buy seasonal produce. It's a really nice day out to go to a farmer's market, for example. I really enjoy it. Again, the prices are a bit on a higher side than if you go to a supermarket and buy a cheap pork from Netherlands. But again, it's just up to us to change this trend of buying cheap and buying food that is not sourced from the UK, is being shipped here, and it's not what we should be eating. We should be eating seasonal produce. That's what's healthy for us. So there's a lovely picture of a farmer's market. You can see how gorgeous the colors look. Nice fresh food. Is what we should be aiming for. And I hope that you catch the recycling bug and become keen to dispose of your items properly and responsibly.